What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Mr. Lux, aka the Married Gamer, and today we're going to start a new series in Battlefield 4 and also is going to be in Call of Duty as well. This is going to be my weapon guide, and today's the first weapon we're going to talk about is the MP7. Now the MP7, if you've been playing any first-person shooter over the past 5 to 10 years, I would say, you know all about the MP7. It's like a fan favorite, and it's kind of held in high regard like the AK-47 and the M16. The MP7 is a weapon that is very fun to use in video games. I remember when I used to play Rainbow Six, the MP7 was just that was the gun to use. But we're gonna break this gun down today, and I'm gonna be using some information. Some gun stats that I got from a website called Simthic, and I was watching one of Level Cap's videos. He does these quite often, and he's the one that actually informed me about this website through his video. So I'm going to be taking a little page out of his book and showing you guys stats on my weapons, well, on the weapons in this game, and we're going to break these down together, okay? So, the MP7. Let's get right into what this weapon is. This weapon is a PDW. It's in the engineer class. And this weapon has an outstanding 950 rounds per minute, putting this gun second in its class, only to be bested by the CZ3A1. This gun has a muzzle velocity of 470 milliseconds, and when it's suppressed, there's a 280 millisecond velocity on the muzzle. The little chart that you see is for the bullet damage. And this gun has a 20 in bullet damage, a max damage of 20, while a minimum damage of 11.2. And from the graph you can see that the bullet damage starts to drop off at about 8 meters, and the drop off ends at about 60 meters. So as long as it can connect with the target beyond 60 meters and beyond, the maximum damage it can do is 11.2. And the bullet drop, it occurs at about 15 milliseconds. This gun has a magazine size of 41. And let's talk about the reload. So the reload, when there's an empty clip, you have a full 3 seconds reload. When there's actually a bullet in the chamber, you have a 2.6 second reload. And the reload threshold is 0.75. I'm not really sure what that stat means, but I'm told that Simthic will have some updates at explaining what that's all about. The next area is the recoil. So let's look at the recoil here. So it shows this weapon has a recoil upwards of 0.35, recoil to the left at 0.2, and to the right 0.4. So with this weapon, you have to make sure that you know its characteristics, obviously. So with a recoil of 0.35 up and 0.4 to the right, you kind of have to know that when you're down and you're just holding the trigger down, you have to compensate for that natural habit that the gun is going to have to go up and to the right. So it's just something to keep in mind when you're using this weapon, knowing where it wants to go as you're holding down the fire. And the recoil decrease, which is it's 20. I'm not really sure what that is. I think that's the amount of time or how much it would decrease back to its native position, but don't quote me on that one. And then the first shot multiplier is 2.5, and really what that means is that's how much recoil you get from that first bullet that comes out of the chamber before it starts to go into its normal pattern. So the next thing on this chart you have is the spread, and the bullet spread, as you can see, when you're ADS, and it has a 0.4 when you're not moving and a 0.8 while you're moving when you're ADS, and so it actually does make a difference when you're aiming down sight and you're moving or standing in a still position. The spread increase is a 0.124, and the spread decrease is 15. Now, the hit points that you have, I'm sorry, not the hit points, but the hip fire accuracy while you're standing and not moving is 1. When you're crouching and not moving is 1, and also when you're prone not moving it's 1. Now, the hip fire accuracy when you're standing and moving is 1.5, when you're crouching is 1.25, and when you're prone is 1.25. So this weapon here, obviously, you know, its main purpose is close quarters combat, and you know, as you can see from this gameplay, this gun is devastating when you're up close. I mean, the amount of rounds per minute, and with the 20 damage that it does, I mean, it's not going to take no time to drop an enemy. That's where it shines. If you're going to try to, you know, engage in a long range gun battle, unless you have impeccable aim and really good, you know, accuracy with the controls, it's going to be really tough to win a gunfight at range. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It's your boy Mr. Lux, aka the Merry Gamer, and I'm out.